10,000 XLM or 2,000 XRP? Which one is a better investment or the potential better investment right now? By the way, I think I fixed my mic. Somehow both of them just died and I charged it. So we're going to monitor this, but for right now it's working. Any issues, obviously let me know down below in the comments. Right now, XRP is around 43 cents and XLM is below 9 cents. I'm going to use these two price metrics a month ago. So we're going to say XLM priced at 10 cents and XRP at 50 cents to make it easy. So putting a 1K investment, which is a pretty large amount of money, would get you 10,000 XLM coins and would get you 2,000 XRP coins. So let's go over both crypto. I'm sure you're no stranger if you're an ISO crypto investor. They're very popular cryptos. I typically see people invest into both of them, aside from just one. But I have noticed a lot of people that do invest into just one of the two. Most of them pick XRP, at least from what I've been seeing in the comments. But this is a real challenging video. I think you guys know which one I'm probably going to lean towards from previous videos, but we're going to go over pros and cons and what you should do. So right now we're going to go over XRP, okay? It's a 22 billion market cap. It's at 43 cents start this video. They got 52% of their 100 billion in total supply. It's not yet back on Coinbase, but I believe after this settlement with the SEC, I think Ripple is going to win. And when they do win, I think we're going to see a major rally for XRP. And something I like that I said before is XRP remained the top 10 crypto despite being suppressed for a number of years now. That's a very good sign because it shows that they have a strong community behind it. We've seen what happened with manipulation of other cryptos, right? Algorand, the only thing that happened for Algorand was they got called a security, not sued, called a security by Gary Gensler, and that tanked Algorand. Not saying Algorand is bad, but those news alone, the rumors of it, tanked it. Jasmine right now is seeing some of the pitfalls of manipulation from ZZ, from Binance, putting it in the innovation zone, a preliminary graveyard for some of your cryptos, tank the price. XRP, now granted it's a larger cap, but even though this is one of the worst news you can see, your crypto being sued and being in a lawsuit, it still remained the top 10 crypto. So that's a very strong case for a bullish rally, a nice bull cycle if this case does get resolved, hopefully now during the accumulation cycle before the Bitcoin halving in 2024. If XRP Ripple wins this case before the Bitcoin halving, look out for the price. You're talking a new all-time high. It almost reached $4 before this litigation, which is 13x down or so from 43 cents. I believe $5 is minimum. If this case gets resolved and we enter a true bull run, I don't think it's going to hit $5 if the case is ends tomorrow and we're still in this period of uncertainty. The economy, although it's getting a little better, the Fed has not yet paused interest rates. He's just hinting at it. So until we start cutting them and reducing them, then I can see us getting more towards a true bull market, which I believe is going to be around 2024, some point in 2024. But that being said, I think XRP $5 is definitely in the cards this bull run. I know some of you who are very heavy into XRP think it's going to be a lot more. I'm naturally more conservative. For those who have been following me since I started this channel in 2021, you know how I am. I do not like being the moon boy. $5 regardless is still over a 10x from here. So a lot of good multipliers to be made. And with the supply it has right now in circulation, a 10x would bring the market cap to a 220 billion market cap. So the full dilution of it at that point would be almost a 500 billion market cap, which is similar to where Bitcoin is right now. Is it possible for XRP next bull cycle? Yeah, definitely possible. I'm not going to rule it out. Like I said, it's been a top 10 crypto already. I think Bitcoin is going to surpass a trillion market cap again, which is around 52K for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin getting close to 100K or more can be a 2 trillion coin next bull cycle. So XRP to reach a half a trillion is definitely doable if they win this case and we see the adoption that we've been seeing for XRP. And not to mention, it's a cross-border payment solution for banks. That is not a small utility. That's why when you think of the ISO banking coins, XRP is the forefront for these cryptos. It is the crypto to do it. And when you think of the massive amount of banks transacting a ton of XRP on a regular basis, the enterprise crypto, if you will, it's very hard to imagine that sort of crypto company priced at 43 cents. Even though 22 billion market cap is by no means a small cap, it's definitely a large cap. The potential for XRP is still definitely there. And I'm not going to say it's going to be 10,000 XRP per coin that I see in some other videos. I'm bullish on XRP, but I'm also more grounded. And personally, I think we're going to see a lot of multipliers, but not a 10,000 coin next bull cycle, guys. Let's be realistic here. But nonetheless, I think XRP's got a lot of potential, and I think below 50 cents is definitely a steal. And right now, putting down 1K at this price point gets you 2,000 to 2,500 per XRP, which is a pretty decent bag. Now let's move over to XLM. And XLM, a little more biased because it works with the people. Cross-border payment solution for peer-to-peer, person-to-person, helping the unbanked get financial services. So think of it as like if you're from the US, a Venmo, but no bank being involved. It's being able to send any crypto or fiat anywhere in the world at a fast rate, at a cheap expense, and doing it at scale. That is what XLM does, Stellar, the network. So it's very similar to XRP, hence why the names are very similar and why one of their co-founders at XRP, Jed McCaleb, is the actual founder for XLM. So the principles of the companies are very much the same. Stellar, though, is a nonprofit charity and it has a little different focus, a different niche. That's why even though they're very similar and some call it brothers and cousins, they're also a little different. Which is why if you're trying to diversify, holding both, in my opinion, is the best way to go about it. Now, that's the spoiler for this video. I think holding both is worth it, but I'm going to try my hardest to pick just one, okay? Because I do want to answer that question, even though I'm bullish on both of them. So XLM, I'm going to give you guys the reasons why I think XLM, 10,000 coins of it, is a better investment than 2,000 XRP. It has to do with the multiplier potential. XLM is only a 2.5 billion market cap versus XRP's 22 billion, which is almost a 10x up. I think XLM will 10x faster than XRP, but that is just my opinion. A lot of people will disagree with that. I know I'm going to see in the comments. I just think based on market cap alone, and I know market cap's not everything, and also tokenomics, by the way, they have half the supply of XRP. I think the potential for Stellar to 10x first is better than XRP. However, I do see both of them doing a 10x. But long term, I do see Stellar getting more exposure only because it's for the people. People want to see a crypto that helps them. And crypto's initial design was to be a currency that you hold and can send anywhere in the world with no bank or intermediary and no one to just control it, inflate it, and steal it from you. Stellar is literally that utility that we thought about when crypto was initially created. So I think Stellar has a first mover's advantage when it comes to adoption because of that utility. However, XRP is going to have the enterprise focus, and enterprises hold a lot of money and power. So that's why I believe they're both going to be great investments. But just on market cap and tokenomics alone, if I'm investing into either one, like say it only had to be one, although I prefer buying both. If it was just one and I had $1,000 right now, I would accumulate 10,000 Stellar because I think the multipliers will be better in the near future. However, if you have the funds and time to do both, and this is not financial advice, I'm just telling you what I would do. I would do both on an even 50 to 50 split. And full transparency, I do not have XRP right now, but I am looking to add maybe one or two more cryptos to my portfolio. And I am strongly considering XRP because I am bullish on it. But I'll be honest, every crypto that I'm bullish on, I'm not holding. I have so many cryptos, it's hard to get everything I like. But these are both solid crypto. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter which one you pick if you're bullish on both. The main thing is you have your conviction in it. You have the time to research and stay up to date with your research, and you just look to dollar cost average in. If you're bullish on the ISO cryptos, XRP and XLM are definitely two you should be adding to your watch list and looking into. But if I had to pick one right now, it would be XLM Stellar if I had to pick one. But at the end of the day, I believe both are solid investments. Now I want to hear from you. If you had to pick only one right now, what would you rather get? 10,000 XLM or 2,000 XRP? Drop your comment down below and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Really helps so much. That being said, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.
$100 of Stellar Lumens XLM in August of 2018, you would have $100. In 2019, $36. In 2020, $47. In 2021, $155. In August of 2022, $59. Because
What's up, guys? Back in the kitchen. Stellar, 14 cents. Great time to be looking at it. This is another ISO coin that I love. I love its utilities. Stellar, to be a cross-border payment solution for the unbanked people, peer-to-peer, at a fraction of a cent, extremely fast speeds. I like the team. Some people hate the team for whatever reason. I like the team. I like their partnership with MoneyGram, their Stellar 8 Assist program. They recently showed that they can pump without XRP, which is huge. A lot of people have the misconception that Stellar has to marry XRP, like the altcoins marry Bitcoin. Completely untrue, completely false. Stellar is its own crypto. It's not a fork at XRP. Has different utility, a different team. The founder of XLM is a co-founder of XRP. It's not like he's the same Brad Garland house and they're just making a copy and paste. It's totally different. Their tokenomics are getting better. It's not the best right now, but it's 55% of their 50 billion total supply. Their volume is pretty significant, 140 million. People are trading XLM a lot. A lot of people use XLM as the bridge for their DEXs and swapping cryptos on different exchanges. It has utility within the crypto market too. Crypto investors use it all the time. It's a 4 billion market cap. Previous all-time high was 94 cents. And now let's talk, where can we see this going in 2025, peak of the bull cycle? I think around $2 is definitely in the card for XLM, which would be around a 15x from here. 14 cents. I first started buying Stellar when it was below 10 cents. It was actually below 8 cents when I first got into it. And I've been loading up on my Coinbase card. I've been DCAing here and there. I bought 10K Stellar a while back. And now that it's consolidated down to the 14 cent mark, and if you click the month chart, it's literally been consolidating at this 13, 16 cent mark. This is when you start looking at cryptos that you believe in, that you're bullish on, right? You don't want to always go lump sum heavy when they're riding up. You can DCA, that's fine. DCAing is indifferent to price, like with Casper, for example. But when you've been waiting for a while and you see your crypto going like this, consolidation means trading sideways. It means staying in a range. So, for example, if you click the month chart here on Stellar, you can see it go from 20 cents in July. It goes down to 16, and then it forms a consolidation. It goes up to 18, back down to 16, back down to 15, 14, 13, 14, 15. This is consolidation. And it's been doing that now for 3 weeks, almost a month. When you see cryptos like this is where, in my opinion, not financial advice, I see them as DCA buying opportunities. You want to look for the consolidation patterns because at any time, this chart can go from this to this. Now, yes, you want to see this too to buy, especially if you're an investor trying to accumulate, but you got to take these discounts as you see them. If it's been trading sideways for 3 weeks, the dip could come, but it also may never come. So Stellar, if you believe in it in the long term, if you believe in 2025, it's going to be worth more than 14 cents, which I definitely believe. Now might be a great time to look at it. I understand if you click the year chart, you're like, oh my God, I missed the bottom when it was like 7 cents, whatever, for the year. That's fine. It's over a 2x consolidated from here. But don't try to be a perfect investor. Just try to be better. If your average is high, look to bring it down. If you don't have enough, look to DCA. Again, not financial advice. I'm just giving you guys a little insight as to how I think, how I invest. I go down my watch list. I see what bags need to be heavier. And then when I see opportunities like this, I look to sprinkle in DCA. I just bought 2 cryptos today. If you want to see what I bought, it's on my Patreon. But I actually might look to buy XLM now that I see at this price. Maybe today or tomorrow, we'll see. I try to work as much as I can in my job to save income, to invest into companies like this that I believe in. And the thing about Stellar that I like a lot that people tend to overlook, you have to hold their XLM token to use this network. which means what? It means supply and demand. So if more people are using the Stellar network to send these cross-border payment solutions, to convert it to XLM and their native currency, if you have to hold the token, that gives if you have to hold the token, that's going to give it value, because as the demand comes in, it's going to inflate the price to support the network. Okay, if you don't have a high price of the token to match the high demand of the network, you're not going to see it run efficiently. So the network, to run properly, has to have a higher price for Stellar to make it run efficiently. So when I think of in the future as a visionary down the road, being a cross-border payment solution, cheap, fast, and easy to use, I can see Stellar being a lot more than 14 cents, which I know conservative, $2, but $2 is a pretty big market cap too. The last bull cycle, it reached 80 cents while being litigation with the SEC. So it came close to reaching that 94-cent real all-time high years ago. Now with the change coming off, the price potential for XLM is definitely there. And I want to hear from you. How do you feel about Stellar XLM priced at 14 cents right now? And where do you see its price by the end of the bull cycle? Drop your comment down below and let me know. By the way, if you want to reach out to me, talk to me, ask me questions, join a short community of both beginner investors and advanced investors, feel free to join my Patreon and Discord. I'll leave a link in the pinned comments down below. It'd be awesome to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Really helps so much. That being said, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.
Stellar is a blockchain created in 2014. The native asset of the Stellar network is XLM, also called Lumens, of which the Stellar Foundation holds a huge percentage of the total supply. Stellar is a smart contract platform that allows for a wide range of applications to be built on top of it. Fees on the network are super cheap. Transaction speeds super fast. Well, they do around 50 transactions per second, so it's pretty gosh darn good. And frequently sees millions of daily transactions happening on the network. That being said, the Stellar network does not share the same level of popularity as other networks, with fewer decentralized applications built on it and limited user awareness around the Stellar network. Other newer chains are getting users faster, and they are capturing more investor interest. The pressure is on for Stellar to remain relevant.
What's up, everybody? It's the Common Sense Investor coming at you with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about Ripple, XRP, and its sister XLM. Okay? Now, they talk about it a lot in my Discord, and I don't ever pay attention to it because I'm not a crypto kind of guy. All right, I've been trying to find a bot that would work in the stocks just like it does over here in the crypto, but I've never pursued crypto in general. Webull lets you pick up SHIB and a few other things, so I always keep my change over there in a SHIB account, but now they've changed that too. So I'm forced to go look for somewhere reliable that I can trade crypto on. So what happened was, night before last, I think it was, I was watching Lou's video, and he was talking about Ripple and XRP and how they was going to peg it to the gold standard. All right? And I said, now, wait a minute. That makes sense. And if that's true, then something big's fixing to happen over there in Ripple. So I decided to go ahead. I looked up my old Coinbase account. I put $15 in there, and here's been the results. Now, I've got a ChatGPT strategy that's implemented here, an indicator right here, the MACD RSI ADX strategy by ChatGPT. And since I opened the account, ChatGPT has alerted me of 3 long transactions to go in XLM. All right, and this was early this morning when I first got in. And then when I first got in and I rode the wave up and it gave me the best take your profits and there's a good stop loss for you. But I let it ride because I didn't have nothing. I put $15 in the son of a bitch. And then it gave me a second hit. And then it stopped out right here. Long stop. All right, and then the next one came in right here, and we've been riding it up. Now, I had a choice. I could cash out, right here, or I could just let it keep riding. And since it was only $15 at the time, and right now it's up to $26.51, which is up $11. That's pretty damn good for one day. If I would have known it was going to do that, people, I would just went ahead and sent $100 and got 1,000 XLMs and let it go. But the reason I only sent 15 is I wanted to be able to come over here on Coinbase, get it on my PC, get it on my phone, start learning how to use all the different buttons and figuring out what everything is on the screen. Then tomorrow I was going to send $100 and go ahead and get 1,000 shares of XLM. And I still will. Soon as ChatGPT tells me that the next long entry happens and I can confirm it with my RSI and my MACD right here, then I will get back in the position with the money that I'll be sending tomorrow. But what's most important, people, is for me right now over the next day or two to sit here and to trade according to ChatGPT without any emotion. All right. Now, there's places that you can automate your trading, but I don't feel comfortable giving them my brokerage firm with my money in it, so I don't want to go that route. So I have to teach myself to be non-emotional in the trade. All right. I could buy in right now, or I can wait until ChatGPT tells me that that's when the long entry is, or I could sell out early and not pay attention to ChatGPT and watching to see what the MACD and RSI are doing down here and ride the wave on up like we have so far this time. All right. So perfecting your trading strategy is going to be the most important thing. And I'll keep you updated on what's going on. When y'all want some videos on when ChatGPT gives the buy signals or something like that, or do you want me to stream this live so y'all can see it throughout the day? Comment down below, let me know. Also, check out the link in the description and pinned to the comments for the ape gear that I got going. All right, love y'all. Be blessed, and I'll see you in the next video.
Why you should hold at least 1,000 Stellar XLM. Stellar is an open source network for storing and moving money. So why this really works is third world countries, PayPal, etc., bank transfers, they're near impossible outside of the country. And right now, sending USDT, for example, it's still a nightmare. So this is where these XLM come into great place, and that's why I think we need them to connect the world and make it more financial in a physical sense. So I think that really sums up. But if you don't believe me, this is IBM, and these guys talk about the 5 most important benefits of blockchain. Enhancing security, super important. Greater transparency, amazing. Instant traceability, efficiency and speed, so important. Automation, you can scale it pretty much. Smart contracts, all that kind of stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I think you need 1,000 minimum. So cheap in my opinion. 4 billion market cap compared to other coins. So undervalued. Let me know what you think.
Alright, looking at the Stellar here, XLM has not done much lately. It's just pretty stagnant, but sitting right at this 12-cent mark that I got here. So next month, I have this drawn up, but next month I was looking for a potential buy position, but I don't think that's going to play out. I think all these cryptocurrencies are going to be pretty bearish. I mean, price is still above this daily moving average, so I mean, technically it is bullish, but I'm not very optimistic when it comes to buying these. You can see price did come up to this 165 area, or I guess 16.5 cents, whatever you want to call it. Came up, huge rejection, broke lower, pulled up, broke lower. So I mean, this is textbook bear structure all the way down into this, right around this 12-cent area. And I think eventually it's going to break this zone here and cross over this moving average, putting us, overall pretty bearish. So we'll clean up these zones and we'll just figure out kind of maybe what we'll do for next month. So far it's holding up above this 12-cent mark, but I want to see on these smaller time frames. Yeah, so price comes up, but then pulls, doesn't make a newer high, pulls lower, pulls back up, breaks below. So we'll delete this mark for now. Price is way below this 4-hour moving average, so that tells us it's pretty bearish on this time frame. So yeah, really it's just the daily that we have to break. You know, it's below on the 1 hour as well, so pretty bearish. So I'd be looking for, this will most likely be a next month setup. I don't think it's going to do much to end the month. As far as like liquidity areas, this 13-cent mark is pretty good. But I'd probably just see, I like this one, so yeah, which is right around the 13.2. So going into next month, if price comes up to this area, then I'd be looking to sell it. But then a couple other things have to take place. I mean, that's too far out. Sorry, I'll give you a better setup here. What we'll look for is price breaking this 4-hour liquidity zone all the way down here at 11, like 2-ish, right around, yeah, between like 11.10 and 11.20 here. Just call it like 11 cents here. 11. Yeah, it's a little bit above 11 cents, but I like this zone here for a couple reasons. So you can see it actually respected this perfectly when price came up here, rejected, then broke above it. Now it's holding below. So this is my area to break for next month. So I'll drag it across here. And until then, I mean, you can see there's actually another liquidity area setting up here, which would give us another good potential short, but I don't want to take it yet. You can see price is, this is a lower liquidity area. You can see the dailies coming into it and then wicking hard, but today's candle is actually pushing through it. So we'll see how today closes. But my main area for entry is going to be this one. So we'll just write this in. We'll just say short liquidity. Liquidity. We'll keep this in mind. It's going to be a next month position, but yeah, we need price to break this area and then retest it. And by then, hopefully this moving average catches up a little bit, and then it'll be below all the other moving averages as well. And you can see this 4-hour candle is already resisting pretty hard, and most likely is going to push down. So I do think that we are headed in the right direction. And then yeah, we'll figure out our monthly parameters. These are not, these cryptocurrencies are so out to lunch with all the monthly ranges, but I mean, we'll figure something out for next month, and then probably just target, you know, the next liquidity zone, which would be like right here. And it looks like XLM here really respects like previous, like what was once support. I guess this one's not as close, but this one was. This one you can see once was resistance becomes support. So this one's not as good here, but I thought it lined up more here. I thought this this liquidity area lined up with this one a little bit better, but it did not. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be the potential setup for next month. I don't think it's going to play out this month, I mean, or like the next 4 days, but I mean, it's possible. So it'll be something like this, and we'll target, you know, probably the next whole number, which might be 9 cents, to be honest. Probably, yeah, lower than 10 for sure, but probably 9. I think we'll have to figure it out then exactly once we, you know, have this entry set up. But so for right now, this is just the idea. This is just the theory on Stellar as it moves downwards slowly but surely. Looking for price to break this area next month and then retest something and enter that short position and probably target about 9 cents on the month for the range. And then yeah, so I'll keep you guys posted on this in the next few days. Just let me know in the comments what you want to see from all the other charts too. And let me know your take on XLM. Am I out to lunch? And, you know, do you think it's bullish? Do you think it's a good buy soon? You know, what do you think? So I want to hear from you.
If you bought $1,250 for XLM in June of 2023, you'd have $1,250 in July of 2023, $1,182 in August of 2023, $1,507. And did you know that if you bought $250 of Stellar XLM in November of 2022, you'd have $250 in December of 2022, $202 in January of 2023, $217, and buy $2,500 of Stellar XLM in May of 2023, you'd have $2,500 in June of 2023, $2,124 in July of 2023, $2,451, and
yeah, sure. Generational wealth. What do you do for a living, my friend? I'm a crypto millionaire. Yeah, really? Yeah. What advice would you give to the people watching? Buy XRP, HBAR, XLM, Casper. Yeah. Buy it before ISO 222. because when FedEx now comes out with that software, that's it.
Number one question I always get in regards to the XLM Stellar Lumen is, how are we going to benefit off the Stellar network? But more importantly, how are we going to make money off the XLM Stellar Lumen? Hi and welcome back. This is Molt Media. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. If you like XLM Stellar Lumen's content, click that like button below. Of course, if you want to come into the community, it's absolutely free. Just click that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to make this short and concise video about how we as investors, myself included, are going to benefit in the long run on XLM. And I'm going to make this very quick, very easy to explain. Of course, there are a lot of nuts and bolts when it comes to the Stellar blockchain, but this is a quick summary. First off, you have to understand what Stellar Lumens are and what they do. Stellar was made to support digital representations of any currency, but it also has its own native token called the Lumen, XLM. The Lumen fulfills a special role in the network. By design, Stellar requires that each account hold a small number of lumens at all times. So this is extremely important. Each account hold a small number of lumens at a time. So we get into partnerships like MoneyGram. And we've talked about this on the channel before, how MoneyGram has over 347,000 offices worldwide. So they've already created a footprint, a digital infrastructure globally to utilize the Stellar blockchain. You have to use the XLM Stellar Lumen when you use the Stellar blockchain. Along with that, there is a fee, a small fee indeed, but there is a fee whenever a transaction goes through. So we take a look at an example. Let's imagine a migrant worker in the United States wants to send a portion of her money home to her family in the Philippines. She could visit a Stellar anchor with a retail location, convert US dollars into Circle's fully reserved dollar digital currency USDC. She could then send the USDC to her family in the Philippines and have them pull out PHP at a MoneyGram location neighborhood. Now, where a lot of people get hung up, they only see the conversion of USD dollars to the digital currency USDC. But if this is in fact happening on the Stellar blockchain, then indirectly XLM is being utilized as well. And so when we hit this next bull run, this is what I believe, and this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but institutions that understand how this works and take a look at companies like MoneyGram and who they have partnered with are going to take a look at Stellar. They're going to take a look at how this digital revolution is unfolding and how Stellar with the XLM coin has already mapped out where it's going to be utilized. And they're going to say, I want involved in that cryptocurrency. I want to hold that on my balance sheet, because they understand the value over time will increase greatly. So Stellar on and off ramps. This is a quick explanation. I want to leave you with this short little video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like XLM content, and I will see you all in the next
digital
video.
economy lets people freely send, receive, and hold their wealth as digital assets at any time. But 60% of the world relies on cash, and people need to quickly, securely, and affordably convert their cash into digital assets and back. Stellar enables MoneyGram to provide cash to crypto on and off ramps. At participating MoneyGram locations, people can use these ramps to convert cash into USDC, held in their digital wallet. With USDC, people can use their money in ways they couldn't before. They can send it to another wallet worldwide or hold on to it, protecting themselves from market volatility. People can then access their USDC globally and pick it up in cash at a participating MoneyGram location. This is just the beginning. Cash to Crypto is powering real-world blockchain solutions and creating more equitable access to the global financial system. This is what Stellar was built for.
What would it take for Stellar's XLM to make you a millionaire? Join us as we embark on a thought experiment charting the potential for XLM in the next crypto bull run. Let's get it. Welcome to Bitboy Crypto. My name is Ben, and in this video, we're going to blast off with some stellar moon math to estimate how much XLM you would need to hold in order to become a millionaire in the next bull run. But before I go into that, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to the channel to get the latest in crypto news and education. You always want to stay up to date, so hit that bell. All right, let's get into figuring out how much XLM you're going to need. XLM hit its all-time high price of around 94 cents on January 3rd, 2018. In the last bull run, unlike Bitcoin and many other coins, XLM did not double top in November of 2021, but it put its yearly high of 79 cents in during the first run-up in May. So the reason it wasn't able to put in a new all-time high last bull run is because of its supply, which is slowly rising in a linear fashion. With 50 billion in the total supply back in 2018, there were only 17.8 billion coins in circulation. In 2021, there were around 23 billion coins in circulation, and now there's 26.8 billion, which is only 54% of its max supply. As you can see, XLM struggles to stay above water because the market cap has to work overtime to catch up to its growing supply. Nowadays, XLM has been dancing around the 10-cent mark in a very tight range for the past year. Let's imagine that Stellar is able to return to its previous all-time high of 94 cents in the next bull run. If you wanted to become a Stellar millionaire, you need to hold just over a million XLM, which will cost you a little over 100K at current prices. If you're a Stellar bull, then these estimates might be a bit too conservative for your tastes. So let's turn on the thrusters a bit. It's not a great sign that XLM never revisited its all-time high in the last bull market, but there has been developments that could make it much stronger in the next cycle. Stellar has partnered with the massive fintech company MoneyGram to help them with their cross-border payment solutions. That sounds like a familiar partnership if you're in the XRP army. In addition to funding development on Stellar, MoneyGram also uses the Stellar blockchain to help users easily trade their local currency for USDC. Last month, Stellar announced a new integration with Franklin on-chain U.S. government money fund, a massive U.S. registered fund with over $270 million in assets under management. The fund will be using the Stellar blockchain to maintain official records of the ownership of shares in the fund. Stellar says that it is the first public blockchain to host this kind of service for a U.S. registered fund. If these bullish catalysts stack up, it could actually be possible for Stellar to far exceed its previous all-time high and reach as high as $1 or $2 or even higher. But we would need to see a mega rally in the entire crypto market for something like this to happen. And of course, a special thanks to our sponsor Stake for sponsoring this video and our entire channel. We love them. Okay, back to it. Let's say that Stellar manages to double its all-time high, reaching $2. If that happened, you'll need 500,000 XLM to become a millionaire. To set you back about $50,000 at today's prices, maybe that's not enough for you. Maybe you're a mega Stellar bull, and you think that it could get as high as $5 per XLM. In this case, you would only need 200,000 XLM, costing you $20,000 at today's prices. Realistically though, I'm not confident that we'll see prices this high in the next few years. I remember how high we thought things were going to blast off to during the last cycle and it ended up being a bit tamer than we expected, to say the least. So I'm keeping that in mind for my predictions this time around. The average person doesn't have tens of thousands of dollars sitting around, but even if you're on a budget like most retail investors, you can still put smaller amounts of money in and see big returns. So let's say you can only put in $1,000 at current prices. This will give you around 10,000 XLM. If Stellar does reach a $2 mark, that's a potential $20,000 return on your investment. Not quite a million, but still not bad and potentially life-changing for some people. Let's also take a minute to look at the power of dollar cost averaging, which is buying a set amount on a regular basis or regularly buying dips. Stellar has danced around the 10-cent line for almost a year now, which makes this math pretty easy. Let's imagine that the price stays relatively stable while you are dollar cost averaging over the next year through the end of the bear market and the beginning of the bull market. If you buy $100 worth of XLM every month for the next year at an average price around 10 cents per Stellar, you'd accumulate approximately 12,000 XLM. If XLM starts to take off during the next bull cycle and reaches $2 in a few years, your $1,200 investment will potentially be worth $24,000, depending on how much the price fluctuated and whether or not it started to take off by the time you were finished buying. Either way, not a bad return for just a few bucks a week. Stellar has some headwinds to come, but if you're overly bullish on this crypto project that has a proven track record and continues to develop during the bull and bear markets, then Stellar might make your crypto dreams go to the stars, or maybe even the moon. That's all I got. Be blessed. Bitboy out.
This is how you turn $10,000 into $3.3 million with Stellar XLM. No, before anyone goes to surmise, this is not clickbait. This isn't me extending the truth. I'm going to show you exactly how it's done with my exit strategy for 2025. And also, we can go ahead and export this to beyond as well. So I want to show you in detail, plus give you a few different examples like I haven't done before in this particular situation for XLM, okay? So let me now take your attention to the screen. Let's not waste any time at all and get into the nitty gritty of it all. So let me just begin here with showing you a few stats. Now, it's very important we understand exactly where things are going to be moving first and then getting into these sort of predictions and exit strategies, okay? So one thing we should always do before we start plotting how we're going to actually take our tokens out and at what prices and what percentages is we have to know the minimum and maximum. It's pretty simple to do this, okay? You do have to incur the risk of doing a price prediction, but of course we have to do multiple of these, as we'll see in a minute, as time progresses, okay? So right now we do have to basically project where we think the price will roughly go, and we can somewhat accurately do this with the vesting. Now, for those who don't know, the Stellar Development Foundation holds basically the rest of the tokens still to become enter into circulation rather, okay? So what we have to do is speculate that the last, okay, give or take 5 years or so, that we're going to have the same sort of expectations on average in terms of how much the token will be inflated, which is about 7.4%, again, since about 2018. So we can pretty much assume that we're going to have about 7.4% year-on-year inflation between now and 2025. And that's how I kind of came up with these minimum and maximum numbers, with the minimum being about a $20 billion market cap, and that puts the price at about 66 cents. On the max side of things, a $75 billion market cap, meaning the price maximum will go to $2.50. Again, current price right now is about 0.12 cents or 12 cents, right? And the market cap being about 3.3 billion. So if we were to extrapolate this into how much $10,000 worth of XLM will actually get you, right now it's 81,000 XLM tokens. And if we just do some simple maths, again, we're going to explore some alternative situations in a minute with this, but basically it'll make $53,000 or a 5x at the minimum, and at the maximum side of things, if you were again to just sell all of it at one time, $2.50 would net you $203,000 or a 20x. Now, I believe these numbers are quite realistic. However, I do want to say that maximum number actually isn't the target I'm going for. As you can see over here, my strategy actually isn't even selling where I think the minimum will go to. I think we're going to go a little bit less than that. So I'm going to start ladder selling from 55 cents and get tighter and tighter and tighter up to a maximum of not $2.50, but a maximum of $2. Now, for those who are a bit confused, if you want to break this sheet down more, don't worry, I will give you all access to the board you can see on the screen now. And so my strategy basically is to start selling in increments of 15 cents, then 10 cents, then 0.75 cents, and then 0.05 cents, okay? So essentially 5 cents, right? So as we can see here, one thing we do have to recognize, and I'm not going to touch too much on this because I do this in basically all of these exit strategy videos, and if you don't understand percentages, you need to go ahead and observe this sheet, okay? Because a lot of people don't understand how percentages work, and the fact that, you know, if price goes down 75%, it has to go back up 300% to meet the same number it started from, okay? So it's very important you understand, but the reason why I want you guys to look at this is to go through the examples I create over here with person A and person B. Ideally, you want to be person B and mix this example with this example, aka you want to DCA and also ladder sell for the best possible returns. Yes, that's right. If you actually do this, you get the best possible outcome in the safest possible way. So here's what I'm doing, right? I'm buying when Bitcoin is down 7% plus on the weekly or the 7-day. XLM has any sort of FUD, or XLM is down 10%-ish. That's where I'm going to DCA. And as you can see in this example, if we buy, dollar cost average, and then we decide to, whatever the price does, begin to ladder sell on the way up, which is when, you know, narratives form, for example. In this case, obviously it's payments or a layer one narrative, or the overall market sentiment does go up, or your price targets have been met, we sell, and that actually does, in the example, give us the best possible returns. So here's the first example. Now, there is going to be two examples for a ladder sell exit strategy because unfortunately, this is extremely complicated for most people to do. Most people will be better off doing this example, which I'll touch on in just a second. So this one essentially is finding specific price points and then selling a percentage of your portfolio, your holdings of XLM at that specific level, okay? So for example, over here, XLM's price in 2018, okay, hit an all-time high of 74 cents at a $13 billion market cap. And we fast forward all the way to what it would be like hypothetically in 2025, we would have to actually have a market cap of $22.2 billion. So you can see it's a lot more difficult for XLM to reach the same numbers because we have more tokens in circulation. So to hit 74 cents again, it's got to almost double its market cap in size from back at its all-time high. Okay, so that gives you some indication as to why we can't kind of extrapolate some crazy numbers in this case. Now, again, what I'm doing here is going down to the 55-cent level. Okay, back then it was about $12.4 billion in the last bull run. In the next bull run, roughly be about $16.5 billion market cap, give or take, depending on when it happens. And that's where I'm taking my initial investment out. And then I'm coming up. So I'm using these increments right here, 15 cents right down to 5 cents, and I'm taking it out, right? So the first one, 20% out at 70 cents, and then another 15 cents up at 15%. And then I'm going up in about 10-cent increments, as you can see in these three circumstances over here, and then pretty much taking 15% out, 15%, and then 10% out. And then as you can see, as we do decide to come up here, it does get tighter, right? So we come down to 0.075 cents and then up to 5 cents. Okay, and it does get tighter and tighter, but what you can do is actually leave about 5 to 10% on the table, as you can see over here, for unexpected explosive potential. Now, this is a very, very important thing you all have to remember, okay? Because we can predict these things now, right? This chart goes up to about $2, and the reason why I haven't shown you, actually growing in hypothetically up to $2 is because I don't know if it will ever reach $2. It might only reach $1, okay? So what we're going to do is, as I mentioned down here, is actually revisit these numbers at specific times in the next bull run, okay? Specifically on the halving. The halving is going to be a very important date that for all of us to reanalyze these numbers. So I'll probably be bringing out more videos, or at least the same video on this, reanalyzing this data a lot more accurately and actually doing it a lot better, because ultimately we will have more information, because XLM's price at this point might already be 70 cents for all we know, okay? And then we can begin to realize what's actually happening here. The whole bear market, these projects have been building, and ultimately we really don't know how really explosive they actually will be. And then no less than 6 months later, in this case, I'm going to be doing it more or less about 10 months later, we're going to revisit this yet again at about February 1st, give or take. And then we're going to look at, okay, well, how things are actually traveling now before the bull run. I am expecting the bull run to probably close up around the 30th of October, 2025. So we'll, of course, revisit these numbers closer to that finish line, okay? But as I said, it is probably a smart idea to hold 5 to 10% of your portfolio at the very end, just in case there is a massive blow off top. And remember, these things do change depending on narratives, depending on specific news relating to the project itself. We just don't know, okay, guys? There could be some massive announcement that no one expects. That is when you can extract even more price. And of course, if you end up holding 5 to 10% of your portfolio and it crashes, I mean, that's fine. You're not holding like 50%, for example, okay? At least that's my opinion. And in this case, what I would recommend you guys do, again, closer to the bull run, is actually have these prices set at sell levels on whatever exchange you decide to use, okay? Because then you're pretty well guaranteeing yourself if the price hits those numbers, you're going to execute those orders, right? Now, here's a much more simple strategy for everyone to follow, which is the 25 rule. 25, 25, 25, 25. So same situation plays out at the 55-cent level. We pretty much take your initial investment out. Our $10,000 is gone. And then at strategic points, so as you can see here, I've got 3 25% levels. We are taking our portfolio out. Again, percentage of our entire portfolio. So 70 cent, 93 cent, and $1.17. You might be thinking to yourself, Kyron, why the hell are you talking about 93 cent and $1.17? Well, because in uncharted territory, we want to make sure we are selling before strategic price levels, because that is where we will find the most amount of sort of resistance, because it's a strategic number, it's a psychological number, and that's all markets are, people versus people, okay? So again, what we're doing here is holding another 25% or so for explosive potential. Now, in this case, you don't really have to. 25% might be a little bit too much. Again, the important thing is we've taken our initial 10,000 out and we have decided to ladder sell. So we have made quite a profit at this point. So, you might, for example, want to do another level of 10%, for example. Therefore, you hold on 15% at the explosive top, okay? But again, it is crucial you guys subscribe, because I will be doing this in a lot more depth once we actually are at these levels. Strategically, 1st of April, okay, the halving, and again, sometime about 6 to 10 to 12 months later. All right, so here's how you can actually turn $10,000 into 3.3 million. So I want to stress the important part of this video was what I just mentioned, having a ladder sell strategy, because as I mentioned at the very start of this video, this is how you're able to extract the most amount of profit in the safest way, okay? So person B actually make 650% on their, returns versus someone who makes only a 6x, which is actually a big difference. Instead of trying to time when to sell, this person strategically sells, and that's what we're pretty much doing over here, okay? So moving back over here, this is an example I try to use a lot on the channel because a lot of people don't get it into their heads. They just don't believe it because it's just so crazy to think about. And that is simply buying 10,000 XLM today, as we already know, it's about 81,000 tokens. You can actually make a hell of a lot of money in 2030 and beyond, okay, because of compounding. Let me explain to you what I'm talking about here. And don't give me the whole, oh, I don't want to wait till 2030 crap, because if you can't wait 7 years to make this much money, that's the problem right there. It's not the projects, it's not anything else, it's you, okay? So in this case, again, at the same price, we buy $10,000 worth of XLM, we have 81,000 tokens. Now we fast forward to 2025 over here, right? Let's say the max it goes to is $2, but let's just say we get out at $1.50. Okay, cool. Well, in that case, we make $121,500. That's quite good. It's about a 13x. And that is life-changing. That is pretty good money, but it's nothing too crazy. At that point in time, it's like, you can't buy a new house, for example, right? Well, let's fast forward now to the 2028 bear market. And then let's just say we decide to save our 10,000 bucks. Let's just say we do that strategy and we have that 10,000 initial investment, but we decide to keep that initial investment out. That's like a guarantee. We're going to use it on things like, expenses and whatever it might either be, Maccas, whatever it might be, okay? And in this case, we reinvest the rest. And then if we took the $111,500 and reinvested that, keeping the $10,000 we had as our initial investment out as, for anything, right? Might be Maccas, whatever you want to do, fuel, insurance, your living expenses, basically. We reinvest that, we can buy a maximum of 223,000 XLM, again at 50 cents, which isn't a very unrealistic number to see in that point in time. And then we decide to sell everything in 2030, right? We have 223,000 tokens now that we do have versus 81,000, which is one of the reasons why I tell people hodling is not a good idea for the long term. It's better to compound. And let's just say the price goes to $20, but we sell at $15. Well, that's how we come to the magic $3.3 million level, right? So which is 3.3, which is 3,345,000. So you pretty much total of 43x, right? We 13x in this bull run coming up, and then we 30x in the following bull run, okay? And then it might go to $1.50 in 2033, and we just repeat this cycle until we just continue buying more tokens or reinvest into other assets and other equity markets, whatever it might be. But I hear what some of you say down below. Some of you guys say, Kyron, this is total baloney, man, because that's an unrealistic number. $2, $1.50 or $15, that's so crazy. Well, let me give you two examples here and show you just how explosive this really is with some more realistic numbers, you could say, okay? So the same situation plays out, except we end up selling out on an average of $1.20, okay? So we now have $97,200 rather than $121, therefore the multipliers are of course a lot less. And over here, instead of the max selling at $15, we sell at $12. Well, guys, if the same thing plays out, if we keep the $10,000 as well, so we're reinvesting $87,000, well, guess what? We still get almost $2.1 million, and we are still 34xing in total. It's crazy, but I hear what some of you are saying, Kyron, that's still not good enough. I'm still going to complain and whinge down below. Well, I got you covered. Look, $1 over here. Okay, so $1 gives us obviously $81,000. Quick maths, of course, 8x. If we come over here and do the same thing, right, we still save the $10,000, we reinvest $71,000 back into XLM and buy the max amount of tokens possible under this 50-cent category over here, or price rather, again, and we also minimize the returns in 2030 down from $15 originally down at $8 now. We're still ending up with $1.1 million, a 24x overall. So yes, I don't want to hear the whole that can't happen. I think these numbers over here are more than realistic, probably on the lower end of the spectrum, okay? So I want to make it very, very, very obvious to you guys, you can make lots of money even with a project like XLM because we're reinvesting back into the project, okay? And that's what you all need to understand. We are using 2025 as a catalyst, not the be-all and end-all, okay? You have to have a longer-term vision. And of course, a project like XLM, a utility-heavy Web 2-focused network, is only going to get even more exponential in the 2030 bull run plus. So that being said, guys, that is how it's done. I appreciate every single one of you watching and supporting the channel. And until next time, take care. buy it.
If you would have bought just $100 worth of Stellar's XLM token in March 2015, here's how much money you would have made. The amount will absolutely shock you. On March 5th, 2015, Stellar hit an all-time low of 0.00047612, which would have given you 210,031 tokens. And approximately 3 years later, on January 3rd, 2018, Stellar reached an all-time high of 87 cents. That's more than 1,800 times your money. So how much would your $100 investment made? Before I tell you, all I need you to do is smash the like button for the algorithm. Thanks for your support. Your $100 invested in XLM would have turned into $183,895.45. Which coin would you like me to cover next?